Hi everybody, Mrs. Bailey here. Welcome to Virtual Classroom coming to you from my dining room. I've been putting posts on Facebook, and this one's going to look a little bit different because I'm doing it from my laptop instead of my phone, so we'll see how that goes. Anyhow, we're going to start the metric system today. I know that you've done it with Mr. Way, so I'm hoping it'll be a review for a lot of you. We're going to start with the metric unit of length first. Now, I know I'm talking a little fast, but I've only got 5 minutes for this video. That's all it allows me, and that's why we're doing this lesson in 2 different videos. So you'll need to go to the next video after you're finished with this one. Anyhow, so metric unit of length, the basic unit of measurement that we use when we're measuring length in the metric system is the meter. And this is a meter stick right here. We've used them before in class. It actually goes about up to my waist. So if you're trying to figure out exactly about how tall it is, it's going to be right here at about right above my waist. Right there, you can see where the tip of it is from the floor up. Okay, now, let me get the camera situated right again. Okay, so we have other units of measurement that we use that are a little different than the meter. We have the millimeter, and it measures very, very small items. We have the centimeter, and it measures a little bit bigger items. Then, of course, the meter, bigger yet, and then the kilometer, and that measures very long distances, things that are far apart. Now, we need to figure out which unit of metric length we want to use to measure things. So we've got this first one here that says Q-tip, and I need to grab a metric ruler, and I need to put it right here in front of you, right up at the camera. This is what we've used so much, but we usually have used, oops, got it upside down. We usually have used the centimeters to measure. I'm going to show you how small a millimeter is. A millimeter is very small. You can see that the millimeter is actually, it's actually those little lines that are in, between the centimeter, those little tiny lines. So the length of a millimeter is about the length of a crumb. If we want to measure, let's say, the tip of this, and we were measuring it in millimeters, it would be probably about 15 millimeters, because there are 10 millimeters in a centimeter, and it's about a centimeter and a half. You can see it goes to right there. So that would be 15 millimeters. And you might say, well, why don't we just say it's a centimeter and a half? Well, because this millimeter measurement's a little bit more precise. So I'm going to put up here Q-tip tip. We would probably use millimeters to measure it. Now let's say that we wanted to measure this paintbrush right here. We're going to measure that. We would want to use likely, I'd say, centimeters, because if I put this paintbrush right here on the end, millimeters are going to be a little bit too big. And so this ends up being about, how many centimeters do you see there? Looks like about 18 and a half centimeters. Not quite 19. Oops, about 18 and a half. Okay, so I would say that I would use centimeters. Now let's say that you want to measure this ink pen. What do you think you would use to measure that? Do you think it would be millimeters, centimeters, meters, or kilometers? Here's the ink pen. And if you said centimeters, you would be right. And I'm going to go ahead and measure that. Well, I'm going to try to anyhow. Here we go. And that ends up being almost 14 centimeters. So we would use the centimeters.